Hi, and this is MinerPenguin, and today I will be talking about the piston-powered hidden maze. As you can see, you cannot see that there's anything in this room at the moment. All you can see is the glowstone. The glowstone can be swapped out, by the way. So what happens if you enter a room? Well, you step on the pressure plate, which activates a wall behind you and activates the entire maze, so the entire maze starts building. So why can't you just exit? Well, that's hooked up to an instantly activating pistons on top of there and bottom there. So this is a nice trap if you want people to have to walk through the maze or something, or if you just want to show the entire size of the maze before you start making them walk through it. Like you see here, it's not that big. But how do you make it? Well, it's rather funny actually, because I spent all this time building all that for you to see. But this is step by step by step by step, so it's easy to follow. So, step 1, get the materials for the piston powered maze. In this tutorial, I will be using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 sticky pistons. If you do not have 6 sticky pistons, get them or start on creative mode. Step 2. Design your maze. Decide size and shape and etc. If you want this block to go like this instead, or if you just want it to start this or something, well, that's fully up to you. So, what to do when you decide the shape of the maze? Well, you add this. And you have to make this approximately the size of the innards of the maze. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the innards. 1, 2, blah blah blah. That's the outward side of the maze. So the inwards. 1, 2, 3, 4 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see that? That's all you need to do. What do you do? Well, first step, you need to add stones here and put torches on top and repeaters that go into every stone. And you have to add a stone after each repeater, or it will not start, or it will not actually move appropriately. So so this is the pattern just seen from above. Notice there's redstone wire leading to a similarly triggered line of repeaters that each power a rock that the redstone torch is on top of, thereby creating an inverter. But it also powers the repeater on the other side, which will again invert the signal on this one. So if you need this any bigger, you can either do it on the side like that, or you can simply, or if you need it longer, you can just add a repeater here and another stone there and a redstone torch on top. After that, you have to place this pattern on top. It's not that hard to make. You just place a stone at top of each redstone torch, and then you place redstone torches attached to, well, more than you just had. You add a redstone torch on top of each one you just made and one on the side. So what happens then? Well, since there's a rock on top of here, the rocks gets powered by those, and if you add this on top of here and this on top of here, that's correctly, there you'll be able to boost all the pistons in a really small area, but you will not get any holes in the design shape. After you've placed it like this, remember, one stone on top, then redstone torch on the side and on top. Then you place the pistons in the shape that you wanted the maze to be in the innards. Then put the stones on top of the maze, on top of the pistons, and add flooring right next to it. Bam, this is the bottom half of the maze, if you can see that. Imagine that you get on top of here, there will be other blocks and etc etc. After that, you will have to start on the upper level, though that's by just copying where the pistons are placed on the bottom. Place those 1, 2, 3. No, wait, 1, 2, 3, 4 areas, no, blocks away from the bottom ones, and just have them copy that and place stones on underneath each one. After that, you add the ceiling and hook up a redstone wire till for each block, no, for each piston. Each piston will then get powered down. And what I didn't get when I first tried to make this was that if you add redstone here, it works perfectly. You just need to power the block that is besides the piston. So that means that if currently I'm powering every single block that's beneath this wire, this redstone wire, and that's, well, adding those to our redstone circuit and powering those will power the pistons next to them, and that will in turn just cause the pistons to push downwards. What to do after that? Well, after that you hook up both of those, both the bottom pistons and the top pistons, to each other here, like I did, and you place those into a repeater. No, wait, it's not a repeater, it's a memory cell. Memory cell. You hook them together and get a common line and hook them together in a memory cell. After you've hooked the lines together in a memory cell, and keep in mind this is just general instructions. If you need another shape, you can just move the wires, by the way. So what you do after that? Well, you will need to add these, the buttons. Yay, who doesn't love buttons? So this button will go from below here, the pressure plate will then activate. Okay, it's not buttons, it's pressure plates, but the pressure plates will activate those below, the lines below, which in turn will lead here till the redstone repeater on this side. And there's also that pressure plate on the other side leading to the opposite one. If you don't know how oh god, how do I keep forgetting that memory cell works, you should really check that out before you start trying to make this. So what to do after that? Okay, notice that this wire is the same. This is the area. You can just pause the video or whatever if you are uncertain about how something looks. So after you've done that, you should, well, basically just add these below and that's above. There's nothing else I did in this step, I believe. No, there's nothing done in this step. And just add a wire running up to that piston and one running down to that piston, and hook those up to the same pressure plate. And in that way you will get that instant effect that whenever you step on it, it locks. If you needed it to not be instantly and just keep on being locked, you can just hook it up to the memory cell. It's not any more difficult than that. Okay, the finished product will look something like this. And by the way, if you need a save file, you could just tell me that, and I will try to give it to you in some way. Okay, the finishing step is just the details, like adding light inside the maze, or adding steps to go up there, covering the wires. By the way, this, as I should have said already, is the ground level, so anything below here is hidden. And by the way, before you start this, you should count 5 blocks beneath. This is the same as ground level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's where it started, and you will get it at the ground level on the 5th. So Well, just remember that if you do that, it's okay. But sure, you should measure and plan ahead. So, what else can you do? Well, you can add this nice little detail that I did. You might have seen a cage on the other side. Finish the maze and you will be rewarded with a romantic dinner for you and your partner under the glowing lights of red, no, not redstone, but glowstone. The glowstone that glows perfectly. And possibly you will be given a cake. Isn't that nice? Say it's nice. I know you think it's nice. Okay, alternative methods is to add the pistons. Instead of going up and down, you can add them on the sides. In which case you will need to be blocking here and here instead of bottom and top. So that is also a way to do this. So that's basically how you make this thing. And I'm sorry for not being able to entertain you much, but there's a certain time limit and etc, etc, and this is quite a lot of information, so I know you'll have to play through this a bit, like 2 or 3 times or so before you finally grasp the concept of how it works. So just to give you some top pictures that you can pause on, there, what goes over to there, keep in mind there should be rocks on top there, like that. Place the sign, place the top pistons, hook the top pistons up to redstone, hook the bottom pistons and top pistons together and hook to a memory cell. Place the pressure plates, and well, what did I do here? I don't remember. And finish by adding details like hiding the wires and etc. So I guess that's it for a hidden maze, and this has been MinerPenguin. So until next time, farewell and goodbye.